junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. So today we're taking a look at a cinematic masterpiece, the greatest action film ever put to celluloid, the pinnacle of all cop action movies that laid the groundwork for all action cop movies to come after. And it starred our main man, the late great Wings Hauser, in this bow-shaking, testosterone-fuel-injected action stunt extravaganza, 1982's Vice Squad. And in 2019, Vice Squad got its Blu-ray debut from Shout Factory with a new HD transfer. Now, full disclosure here, I don't own the Shout Factory Blu-ray, but I did borrow it from a friend of mine, and I pulled the images and had to give it back to him because he wanted it back. Well, 6 years later, Kino Lorber says, hold my beer, as they released Vice Squad on 4K UHD with a 4K scan of the original 35mm negative with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and preserving a theatrical ratio of 1:8:5:1. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at Kino Lorber's 4K UHD presentation of Vice Squad against Shout Factory's Blu-ray release, and why this 4K is worth upgrading to. Vice Squad is an incredible 4K UHD presentation that proves once again what 4K and HDR Dolby Vision grading can really do. Now, the film takes place over one night and relies heavily on shadows and the darkness of the night to the point it really becomes a character itself. And having strong looking black levels and shadows are important. It's integral to the film. And the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really creates much deeper, inky, truer looking black levels and some really nice strong shadows that really draws out the strength and extra depth of the image, along with drawing out more information within the image with finer details and textures that are slightly more noticeable even within the darkest corners of the frame. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really opens up the color gamut wider here, enhancing what's already there with tremendous and striking primaries, from bright, vibrant cherry reds to crimson reds, and the different shades of yellows, from bright, energetic to the more dirty, orangey yellow tones. We also have better and more appropriate looking shades of blues. The colors don't just pop, but they leap off the screen with this 4K, with much more nuances staying active against the dark backgrounds of the film. That really looks more visually striking than the Blu-ray did. Saturation is elevated just enough to give more warmth while staying natural looking, especially with skin tones that now looks naturally warm. And the saturation is never pushed too hot or looking artificially applied. Contrast is also handled much better here. It's much wider now than the Blu-ray, and it really helps with dark scenes involving light sources. Now, honestly, with the Blu-ray, it also had its limits, especially with background and details. The 4K UHD doesn't have this problem where it gives more finer lines within the image from the higher 2160p resolution. It really draws out much richer, finer details and textures now, from the grimy streets, walls, graffitied bathroom stalls, down to patterns of fabric and clothing and furniture. Facial features, especially with close-ups, stays clear and sharp as it can be, revealing pores, imperfections, makeup. The 4K scan has cleaned up the image quality from any inherited artifacts, while also retaining any inherited anomalies and imperfections that were just baked into the negative, giving off a nice filmic appearance. There's also some nice added depth and three-dimensionality now within the image that looks much more realistic and natural. The Blu-ray honestly had a very flat-looking image and kind of lifeless. The 4K image quality really allows the film to showcase the production design, cinematography, the makeup effects. It really breathes more life into the image now. Now, Vice Squad, due to its production limitations, has always been a heavy, grainy film. And while the Blu-ray did have the grain structure intact, it also looked very globby in areas and smeary. With this 4K UHD presentation, the grain structure looks much, much better resolved here and tighter. Now we have a nice and tight looking grain field that looks natural from the 35mm negative, giving us a nice filmic appearance. Alright guys, now let's dive into the audio presentation of this 4K, and Vice Squad has a terrific DTS stereo mix that was also used on the Shout Factory Blu-ray. It's very well balanced, from sound effects such as the booming gunfire, roaring car engines, to the heavy shootouts, car crashes. It all sounds precise and clean. The film's music also sounds clean and open with some nice fidelity to it, and dialogue is rendered crisp and clean. This is just an excellent sounding stereo mix. Guys, Vice Squad with its 4K UHD presentation and even the remastered Blu-ray that's included in this from Kino Lorber is just a terrific video and audio presentation that tops the Shout Factory Blu-ray and is a must upgrade. Or if you don't already own it and you're a fan of the film, it's definitely worth picking up. Well guys, head over to the comment section and let me know, when you look at the differences here between the two formats, Shout Factory's previous release Blu-ray and Kino Lorber's 4K UHD presentation, which do you like better? Or do you even see much difference at all? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Once again guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here as we talk about Vice Squad on 4K UHD from Kino Lorber and comparing it to the previously released Shout Factory Blu-ray. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Aaron for lending me his Blu-ray for a few days so that we can do this comparison review. And I want to give a huge shout out to Kino Lorber for sending us this 4K so that we're able to review it for you guys. As always, keep physical media alive, and stay tuned for another 4K versus Blu-ray comparison.
Twin Flicks presents 4K versus Blu-ray comparisons.